Well, good morning, everyone, team. Let's start the session for today. Meanwhile, others can join team. So in the yesterday's session, we were talking about the concept of value sets in the system, lookups in the system. And also we started the topic of descriptive flex fields in the system team. So as part of that, I was telling you what is a flex field in the system and how many types of flex fields that we are having in the system. And as part of that, we were talking about descriptive flex field. What is a flex field team? Any field that can be flexibly configured on any screens of the application. Correct. So in order to capture any additional information on top of the seeded Oracle delivered fields, if you want to create any custom fields on any screen, we have the concept in place called flex fields. How to configure that team? First, we are seeing our descriptive flex fields in the system. Correct? The DFF concept. How to define the DFF team? So let's suppose team, yesterday we have taken employee project details. So let's say this is the requirement of the client team. Employee office type. So my client expecting for each and every employee, this detail should be captured. Like what, in which office they will be working. Like they have a head office, branch office, site office, like that. So I want to capture employee office type details, in which office the employee is working, right? So the expectation or the requirement of the client is, this is the field they are expecting, and these are the values for that respective field they are expecting. Where my client expecting that new field team on the very first screen of the hiring. Whenever I'm hiring an employee in the system, on my client group, new person and hire an employee. Right team. So what I told you, in order to define the descriptive flex field in the system, be on the screen first of all, where you want to define the custom segment or the field, then click on settings and action and click on highlight flex field. Then click on highlight flex field. So what happens team, when I click on highlight flex field, whatever the DFF sections that are available on this respective screen will get highlighted, right? The descriptive flex field section got highlighted. On every screen, if you go team, different DFF sections available. So already on every screen, DFF sections are available team. We have to create the segments or the custom fields, whatever we want under that particular section scheme. Now I highlighted the flex field. On this identification screen, I could able to see the DFF available section here is person attributes. Person attributes. So already, like you and me, some other people defined these two segments. As I told you, they will not be readily available. They are part of DFF. See, if any segment, if you see, it's in a bold, and if you can see pencil icon coming, it means they are custom segments created in the application. They are not available by default when Oracle delivers the product team. Okay. Now I want to define my own custom segment. My client is telling, Kumar, can you give us a field here called employee office type? I want a field called employee office type. Under that, I will capture the employee details. My employee is part of which office I want to capture. This is what my requirement. Now I want to define my custom segment or a field here team called office type. How I should define team? Once you highlight the flex field, come to that DFF section, what is available on the screen, and click on this configure descriptive flex field option team. When you click on this one team, you will be landed upon another new window here team. See, and you will land upon flex mode setup, manage flex fields, and that particular DFF section, person attributes, that is per person DFF section. See, this is what the DFF section, right? Person attributes. This is the code per person DFF. Now I have landed upon that configuration of that flex field section team, right? Once you come here, you click on this pencil icon team, edit icon, right? Once you click on the edit icon, you will land upon edit descriptive Flexfield, and the section is person attributes. And if you see here team, global segments, and you can see that COVID status, date of first vaccination. See, you could able to see those two attributes coming up here, segments, COVID status and date of first vaccination. For the first time, when you're working in the client's application team, nothing will be there. It looks blank because no DFFs are available, right? On requirement of the client, the custom segments are going to be defined. So someone already in this environment created these two teams. Let's ignore, we won't bother about that. We will create our own segment team. What is our custom segment, the client expecting team? Employee office type. Employee office type, the field name should be. So come to global segment. Segment means field that which you are going to create in the DFF concept team. Segment, when I use a word, it is nothing but a field which we are going to define. So come to global segments, click on plus icon team, create. Now you will land upon create segment screen, right? Now you land upon create segment screen. Now here you define what is the requirement, employee office type, and the field name. When you give team, automatically the code and the API name will take. Code we know, for every object we are looking at the unique ID that which is having for that particular component which we creating in the system. What is this API name team? See, basically, if anyone is there from the technical background, there will be a concept of APIs which will be used in the integrations particularly team. So whenever our Fusion HCM system is integrated with third party, let's say my client is maintaining payroll in third party system team, but the HR information, assignment information is maintained in core HR module in HCM. So the data is being interfaced. The two systems are integrated team. I am also sending the information of my employee related to this particular segment or attribute team. So whenever in the integrations, you are writing a conditions or a query, if you want to fetch the data from this particular field or a segment, this API name will be used team in order to get the data of this particular segment. So every segment that we're creating in the system will have their own API name. See, specify a name that identifies the segment in web services, in reporting in the backend, and other integration points. Okay. So eventually you will come to know when we go to the technical classes team, what is the API name, how it will be used to fetch the details on the backend reporting, all these things. That is API name. And make sure to keep it as enabled. Description is not required. You can leave it team. And then column assignment. What is this column assignment team? You are creating a field. What type of data that you are going to store in this respective field team? My client expecting, Kumar, I want a field called employee office type. In that, the value should be like this: head office, branch office, or site office. This is in which format team? They are in the character format. Head office, branch office, and site office. So here you are going to choose the data type for your segment team. What type of data type segment you are going to create? Whether it is a character format segment, number format, date format, or date and time combination. What? Oracle support these 4 formats in a system team. Like whenever we creating a segment, what value you are going to capture? These are characters, and this is calendar format. Correct? The field is of calendar format. Like you can have number format. You have date or date and time combination. So these 4 data types that are available, or a flex field what you creating in the system, can be able to capture the data in these 4 formats team. So what type of field you are going to create? I'm going to create a character type because my requirement is to capture the details of the segment in this way. These are the values I'm going to maintain for that one. They are in character format. So I'm going with character team. See, the moment when I given character, the table column option taken by default, attribute to. What is this attribute to, team? So basically, this segment will be stored in the backend in the DFF tables of per person DFF team. So in that particular DFF table, in this table column, this field is going to get stored. So hope you understood. If anyone from technical background, they can understand team. In the backend database in the DFF table, where this particular segment will store means in the column of attribute 2. You can ask me, Kumar, why 2 came? Why not attribute 1? Why? Because already in this instance, under this particular DFF section, prior to we creating the flex field, someone created COVID status. See, that is also character format. So attribute 1 in this table allocated to that segment team. Now we are creating the second segment of character type, attribute 2 came now. So here your answer will come. The question which I posted yesterday. What is that, team? Interviewer might ask you, what is DFF means? You will explain what is the concept of DFF. Interviewer will ask you, under each DFF section, is there any maximum limit? How many segments of custom I can define on a DFF section? 10 segments, 20 segments, 30 segments. What is the limit? How you will know, team? While you creating the segment, when you choose the data type, come to the table column, team, and give the search, remove the whatever the value we have and give a blank search, team. You can see what are all the available attributes of character type. See, attribute 30. It means, team, under the okay. So it means, team, under the DFF section of person attributes, team, 30 character type segments I can define. Like how I define 2 segments here, team. 30 character type segments I can define. I have the provision, team. See, 30 character type segments. Then number type, how many, team? If I go to number, I can see the attribute 2 here. And if I click on the drop down, I can see, team, search, how many are there? Number type 20. So 30 character type segments, 20 number type segments. And if I go to date combination, team, okay. If I go to date combination, team, attribute date, how many date combinations I can define? 15 date type segments. So you can take it as an exercise, team. So if you want to find out under the DFF section, how many maximum custom segments I can define means in this way you can cross evaluate, team. Okay. How many things, how many types, like you can give the data type and you can search accordingly, team. So you will come to understand like how many available segments under each DFF section is there. You can figure it out, team. Okay. What is the question, Shoaib? What I understand, attribute 1, 2 is nothing but column name for Oracle table in which data stored. Column name will not get changed, but we have to mention in which attribute it is stored. Oh, that is true, correct. Flexfield code, yes, true. Okay, that is okay, team. Now a segment I'm giving here, and which type of segment I'm creating, that is also okay, character, and that is going to store in this particular table column. And then, team, whenever you're defining a segment in the system or a descriptive flex field in the system, you have to map the value set to the segment, team. Now we are going to discuss a new concept called value set. What is this value set in the system, team? See, prior to descriptive flex fields or flex fields concept, yesterday session, we were talking about the concept of lookups, team. What is a lookup, team? The list of values that are available to the seeded Oracle delivered fields, correct, team? But the list of values that are available to the customly defined descriptive flex fields are called as value set. See, team, my client expecting a field with list of values to that field like this: head office, branch office, and site office. So I have to assign these list of values to the field, right? Whatever the custom field I'm defining. So value sets are nothing but team. The list of values that we are going to provide to the customly defined descriptive flex fields are called as value set team. So whenever you defining a segment, we have to create a value set with that list of values, and we have to assign that value set to the particular field team. So in the front end, when we define the field, if you want a field with list of values like that, that value set will be helping in the system team. So now I'm creating a segment. Now I came to validation and I'm trying to create a value set. Here itself you can define and you can map it to the segment team. Click on create value set. I landed upon create value set team. So employee office type value set. The name I will give like this team for our understanding purpose. Okay. And then while you creating the value set team, you have to select the module. So currently the segment I'm creating under global HR, right? So module I can give it as global human resource team. Click on OK, right? And then team, we have validation type. So within the concept of value set team, we have different types of value sets available team. So let me explain now only this concept also. Usually I will take this in the payroll module when we're talking these things. But let me explain the concept here only team. Let us take more 15-20 minutes time extra. So within the concept of value sets team, we have types of value set. These are the different types of value sets we have team. Like format only, like 5 types in total we have. Format only, independent, dependent, subset, table value set. How many we have team? Independent, format only, okay. Then dependent value set, then subset value set. An important interview question team. How many types of value sets we have? Can you explain what is what? So these are the 5 types of value sets that we have in the system team. Format only, independent, dependent, subset, and table value set. See, format only, independent, dependent, subset, table. This view object is not required. You can skip it. That is not a type. So these are the different types of value sets we have team. What is that team? First of all, format only means what team? Format only value set is nothing but team, a free form option to capture the data. If I create a free format only team, and if I assign that team, like the field will come with free form like this. As a HR, the field will be open. You can capture whatever you want. See, first name is there. As a HR admin now, I can capture whatever I want. See, I'm writing it manually here. Means what team? It's a free form type of value set. Are you expecting a field like this? You want a free form text box like this, where HRs manually input the data in that? In that case, team, you can go with the free form format only team. See, if I go with the format only team, nothing will be there. See, just value type. What values you are going to capture? Give that appropriate team. Let's say character I want to give, or number, date and time, give it. This manage values option will be disabled here. Nothing will be there in the format only team. But if you want to go with a respective requirement like this, a field with a list of values like that, head office, branch office, and site office, then you have to rely upon the independent value set team. What is that? Let's see. In the independent value set, you can able to capture the independent values in the system team. See now, I will go with independent value set, right? And value data type, I want to capture in this value set, the character format values team. If you want number format, whatever you want, you can choose depending upon the requirement. I'm giving character. Security enabled to this extent at the value set is ideally not required team. If any security restrictions that you want to give with respective to role, you can pass that role by enabling this one team. But ideally, in my experience, none of the clients will use this extent, the role enablement at the value set team. That is not required so far. Now I'm defining independent value set team in the system. Now definition, value subtype, you can have text, translated text, numeric, time, combination of time and seconds like that team. I have to keep text because I want to have the value set with this list of values. They're in the character textual format. Text. And then team, maximum length, I'm telling 5 characters. Okay. Minimum value, maximum value will not be required if the value set is of character format. If it is number format, then you can give minimum, maximum. But what is this? You will come to know in next 2 minutes team. Uppercase I am giving, okay, and zero fill I am giving team. What is that? I will tell you. Now I am creating a value set, right? Here, once I click on save button team, this manage values option will become editable. In the value set, we are going to capture these values team, head office, branch office, site office, like that. So whenever you are maintaining the values in the value set, what is the maximum length of characters? See, head office, what is the length of the characters? HEAD, 4 characters. OFFICE, 6 characters. So total the length of the value is 10 characters team. If I give here maximum length of the values are 5, and if I'm trying to create a values with 10 characters, it won't allow. The same validation, if I'm going with a number format, I'm giving minimum value 100, maximum value 1000. And in the value set, I'm going to give the values below 100, like 50 and 30. It won't allow team. So this is the validation that we are enabling for the values that which we are going to create in this value set team. Now you will understand once I start creating it. Uppercase only means whenever I'm creating the values, okay, in the value set, everything should be in the uppercase. Means capital letters only I have to create the values key. Zero fill means by default, if no value is there, the zero will be coming over that team. Now see, if I click on save once, manage values will become editable. See, it became editable now. Now, if I go to manage values team, I can add the values to my value set team. Here, click on plus icon, click on plus icon. And what is the value my client expecting team? Head office, right? So head office I'm giving here. Then description I'm giving here. Enable. Then start date, end date, you can give our regular dates team, 1/1/1951, 31/12/4712. And then sort order, I'm giving 1. What is that team? In the front end, when the field is there, when the list of values are coming, which value should display first? I have 3 values, head office, branch office, and site office. In the sequential order, which one should be displayed or positioned first, second, and third? According to the sort order, whatever is the lowest value you are giving, that will show up in the first list team. That is okay. And now see, if I click on save, will it allow me? No. There is some error throwing up. What is that team when I click on save? The value head office is too long. What is this? Value head office is too long. See team here. I configured the maximum length of the characters that which I'm going to maintain in the value set of my values are 5 characters, but that is of 10 characters. Now I will increase to some 12 length team. Okay. Now I will save and I will go to manage values, and now I will define team. It won't be any issue now. See, head office, then 1/1/1951, 31/12/4712. So order 1. And the next one is what team? Branch office. Branch office. See, you must enter uppercase characters only. Why again this error coming? This is the case. See, uppercase I enabled. When I'm giving in small case like the numerics, characters, it's not allowing to me. So now I have changed that one. Now it will allow C. So this is the validation for the values team, whatever that we are capturing there. Okay. And then branch office. Okay. 51, 31, 12, 4, 7, 1, 2, and 2. Okay. And then it is site office. Right. I have given some bigger number team. Let me give some bigger number. Okay, next value also I will give team. And then site office. So see team, the value set I am creating with our list of values team. And this is sequence 3, sort order. Now let me click on save and close team. Okay. Now I define the value set with my requirement. And if I click on save and close team, the value set will be taken to our segment what we creating team. So this is the segment and this is a value set with list of values. So now once I complete creating team in the front end, our segment will come like this, employee office type, and these are the values that is hanging to the field. So HR can capture whatever they want to the employee in the front end team. This is independent type of value set where you created a value set with all the independent list of values that whatever you want to. But we have the concept of dependent value set. What is that team? At times you have to rely upon, this is the independent value set we define team. Okay. This is what we define now. Okay. At times you have to go with the dependent value set team. What is that value set? I'm giving dependent DP for our understanding purpose. Now I will go with that one. Then module is for HR. Then dependent value set. When you go with a dependent value set team, this value set what you are creating is dependent on the independent value set that what you define team. See, my client expecting that, Kumar, please provide the list of values like this. Means whenever in the front end, I'm trying to capture the details of my employee. Let's suppose this is employee office type and we have 3 options, head office, branch office, and site office. The moment I select a head office, I should get one more option to select. Means there are dependent values to that. When I select head office, then some other values like Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad should come. Or when I select branch office, then the values like High-Tech City, Gachibowli should come. Means for my values in the value set, there are again some dependent values for each of the independent value team. My client expecting a segment like that. Give me a field. In that, these 3 values should be available. But when I select any of the value, the dependent values of that particular value should come. Head office I am selecting. Then immediately, which head office? Bangalore, Chennai, or Hyderabad. These are the dependent values to the independent value set team. So whenever you are creating a value set of dependent type, there will be a reference of independent value set from which you are creating this dependent team. See, now character I will go, value subtype, these things remain same team. Maximum length I'm giving 20. Okay. And then you have to give the independent value set here team. What is that? Search your value set here, whatever you created already. See, whatever the independent value set we created that is coming up, that is the reference team. So this value set is dependent on this independent value set team. Now you click on save, and when you go to manage values team, when you're trying to add the values here, you can see the independent values coming up team. So now I'm creating Bangalore. Okay. Bangalore office. Then for which independent value that is part of? See, my head office, branch office, and site office are coming up. See, So head office. Then one more I will define team. Let's say Chennai. Then Chennai is part of again head office. Then Hyderabad. It's Hyderabad is part of branch office. Okay. Like that, when you defining an independent value set team, you have to have when you creating a dependent value set team, you should have the independent values what you define, and you have to map that particular dependent value to the independent value team. So in the front end, whenever you are hiring the employee, when that particular field comes, when you select the value here, the associated value of this independent value set will display team. So they are interdependent concepts team. So that is about the concept of dependent value set in the system. And we have one more type called subset in the system team. What is this subset? For subset also, independent value set is the source of truth. What is that team? Let's say, I will define one more here, create value set. Okay. Employee office type, subset value set. Okay. How you are going to define the subset team? For subset also, independent value set is the source of truth team. Now see here. Okay. Now when I'm defining, okay, yeah, sorry, I would have changed this one. I have not changed this. Just give me a second, team. Subset. Okay. And then see team, when I'm giving subset, it is asking again independent value set. Let's suppose team, already in the system, I have captured 3 values in my independent value set. Now I'm creating a subset. What is that team? Not for this particular segment team. Some other segments are also available in the system where you are going to use these values only team. But you don't want all the 3 values. Only 2 values you require. Something like branch office and head office only for your subset type of field. Okay. So you can have that created like this team. When you are creating a subset value set team, that is also depending on independent value set, whatever you created. See now, independent value set is what team? Employee office type. Employee office type independent value set. Employee office type, yes. Okay, this is my independent value set team. Now if I go on save, and if I go to manage values, see team, when I'm trying to search or when I'm trying to add the values in my subset value set team, it is not asking me to add that. It is asking me to select and add. See, what if I search here? From where these 3 are coming team? Branch office, head office, and site office. So whenever you creating a subset type of value set team, you don't have the provision to add the values in that value set team. Whatever the independent value set values are there, from that you can select how many values you want. I want only branch office and head office. Then one more head office. See, I can create a subset by using the values from the independent value set team. So that is about the concept of subset team. You don't get confused the difference between dependent and subset. Dependent is something we are referring the independent value set values and you are passing your dependent values to that one team. But subset is what team? We are using the values of the independent value set. In the independent value set, some 5 or 10 values. Out of that, I want 2 or 3 values only team. Then you are creating a subset of that independent set team. And I'm using that one. So this is subset type of value set team. Apart of all these things, we have one more called table value set. What is this table value set team? If you want to fetch the values from the existing database in the system, You want to fetch the values by writing a condition from the existing database in the system. Then we have the concept of table value set. With an example, I will tell you, team. Forgot about our current requirement of employee office type. My client expecting a field called employee relation details. Okay. Like whenever hiring the employee, my requirement from the client is Kumar on identification screen. Whenever I'm hiring a new employee, please give me a segment called employee relationship details. If at all, whoever the person I'm hiring and that person related relatives or colleagues or friends are already working in my organization, I want to capture those people. Let's suppose, team, I'm hiring today Mr. John in the system team. But let's say John's brother is already working in your organization only. So whenever I'm hiring an employee, if any contact related relatives, friends, or colleagues of this person are already working in this organization, I want to capture those details. John is related to whom, something like that. My client expecting the requirement like that. So they're asking us to create a field called employee relationship details, and they want to search the existing database, their existing employee details they want to search. How it can be done, team? Segment you will create, the Flexfield segment you can create, but the list of values, how the value set you will define. My client having some 5,000 employees in the application team. I cannot add that 5,000 people as a value set of independent or whatever it is, right? So there is a concept called table value set team. You can write a condition from the existing database tables. See now how I will write. I will show you. Employee for this only. Just I'm trying to show you, team. If I go to value set team, I'm giving like employee value set. Okay. Then the module is global HR only, and then you can go with a table value set. So when you go with table value set, team, then these conditions will come, team. You will have from clause, value column name, description column name, all these things will be there, team. So here you can write the tables that are available in the system, team. Ideally, per person names F is one of the table where in the system the employee names will get stored, team. So I'm going to use this particular table. From the table per person name, okay, and then you can pass the value column name. What you want? I want last name. Okay, I want last name from this particular table of per person name, and then I want also the display name of that one team. That display column name is display name. Okay, and then ID column I'm giving that. What is that, team? Basically, whenever you are hiring the employee, when the person name is getting stored in that particular table, team, they will be having the person ID allocated, team. So I'm giving ID column is person ID to make that detail unique in the system, team. And I can create a value set like this, team, by using the existing table in the database of the system. Within that table also, from which column, what is the description name of that column, and what is the ID of that column. So person ID I'm giving. You can have some other where clause, order clause, whatever you want. You can also pass that thing. You have multiple tables to use. If not from that particular department, from this particular job, like that, if you have any conditions, you can write where clause and order by clause team. But the ultimate point is table value set when you will use any data that you want to fetch from the existing database tables. You can use that particular value set, team. Right? Let me say one close. So whenever we creating a segment, team, we require the value set to assign, team. Depending upon the nature of that segment, what type of value set will be required, whether it is an independent value set, format only, dependent, subset, or table value set, we have to create the appropriate values, team. Most of the cases, independent value set we will go. We will create a value set and we will tag whatever the options we want team. So let me go with the independent value set that we created for this particular segment team value set. Okay. And then team, whenever you defining the segment in the system, okay, there is an option called required. If I check box and if I create the segment team, whatever the segment I'm creating here, that will come with star quoted team as a mandatory segment in the system. The required option is that one. And then team, we have something called initial default. What is this default type team? We have constant SQL. What is that? See, whenever I come to this particular screen, by default, the field should come with any value. Let's suppose something called, I have two values team. By default, you want to hard code the field with something called negative. On top of that, HR can come and change whatever they want. So by default, any value you want to hard code, you have the option of defaulting team. Go with constant and you can pass the default value. Something like I'm giving not available, the value as, let's say, not available. So whenever you come to this segment in the front end, by default, the segment will come with this value team. On top of that, you can go and you can add whatever the values you want. You can also write a small query here to default the value team, but that extent is not required to look at so far. And then we have something called display properties team. What is that display properties? In the front end, how the field should be displayed, that is going to be configured here. We have prompt. Actually, the segment or the field you are creating is employee office type, but you can maintain the prompt here team. Whatever that you are passing here in the front end, the field name will come here like this team. How it looks like in the front end, on what name it should be shown in the front end. So whatever we are keeping in the prompt, accordingly it will show in the front end team. And display type, how the field should be displayed in the front end. This is list of values, or we have another options also team. Inline search, checkbox. Checkbox, if I choose team, my field will come like this in the front end. A checkbox symbol will come. This one, how it is there, checkbox. I will have an option to do checkbox team if I go with checkbox. Then we have drop down list. Drop down list means it will come like this. Field with this option. List of values means like this. These both are one and the same only team. List of values, what happens team, when you click on this one, the values will show here. But drop down, when you go with team, it will come in this way. You have to go and you have to search for the values and you have to add. So how the value, the segment should display in the front end team. We have text box, text area like this. If you are expecting a field like this, text area this much big, where you can expand, minimize whatever you want, how you want. So I'm going with list of values team because I added the value set, right? I'm expecting a field with list of values. Okay. And display size team. What is that? If you can observe team, this field little bit shorter and this field is little bit lengthy, right? If you can see horizontally team, and prompt is little bit lengthy. So how your segment should be shown here? The length of the segment, how much big that field should show. So usually the standard sizes I'm giving team 10. And height. See, this field is little bit bulgy and this field is little bit slim. The height of the field, how much it should be. So I'm giving both 10 and 10 team, the standard sizes. And team, if you select read only and if you define your segment, it is of no use. In the front end, segment will come, but it will be in the non-editable mode. It will be freezed. Only read only option will come. Means nothing you can capture in that team. So don't go with this one. And when you're creating a segment team, make sure as a mandatory habit to checkbox this one team, BA enabled. Then only the segment in this column will store in this table in the backend team, or else it won't store. And whenever you're creating a segment team in the display properties level, we have something called definition help text and instruction help text. What is this team? I will write something here. Once I complete creating it, I will show you what coming in. So definition help text, I am writing mandatory to capture the details. Okay. Instruction help text, choose one among the values. See team, for some of the attributes team, when you come here and when you keep your cursor there, okay, some message will come here. Let's say my client want to guide the HR team, like whenever they are hiring the employee, when they come to the field, when they keep the cursor on the segment, some message they want to pop up. Or when they are trying to capture the value, see COVID status, some message is coming, right, in the message box. That is instruction text team. So you can enable them from instruction text and definition help text team. Let me create it and you can see practically. So I am creating the new segment called employee office type. I completed giving all the details team. Let me click on save and close. I can see my segment showing up here, see employee office type. So here also we have the sequence team. See, first COVID status is showing and next date of vaccination is showing. Why? Because the sequence, whatever is the lower, that will show first 1025. For our employee office type, I will give 5 team. See, when it is displaying in the front end, our field will display first among the 3, depending upon the sequence team. Now you click on save and close. Once you create the segment in your DFF section team, the deployment status will go to edited mode. You have to deploy the Flexfield team. See, the deployment in progress. The deployment in progress. It will reach to 100% team. And then you can see the status coming as completed. Right. Now the deployment completed successfully team. If you click on OK, you can see the deployment status coming as deployed. Now immediately don't go and check. It won't show team. Make a habit of signing out of the application once and then sign in again team. Because these are cloud-based applications team. It will take some time to get the changes reflected team. Once you sign out and sign in, they will get properly stored in the backend tables and it will show up in the UI level also team. Once you deploy the Flexfield, it's mandatory to sign out and sign in team. So I signed out and signed in back. Now let me go to my client group. Let me go to new person and let me go to hire an employee. Okay. And check it out team, whether you could able to see that custom segment coming or not. Still, it didn't came because it's taking some time to get the changes reflected because these are training environments team. They will be little bit slow in performance. But ideally, once you sign out and sign in the real-time environments of your client, that will be quite sufficient team. No need to do multiple times. So just to make sure I'm doing one more time team. Okay, my client group, new employees, and then hire an employee. Now, if you can see team, see our employee office type under my blood type, see date of first vaccination, COVID status is there. But my segment is looking, placed first. Why? Because the display sequence we have given number 5, the lowest one. And see team, our segment also came with star quoted, if you can see, mandatory because I selected required. And see team, if I keep my cursor on the segment, what it is coming, instruction text coming to me. What is that? Mandatory to capture the details. That is definition help text what I pass it team. So when HR hiring the employee team, if they don't know what is that field is about, by keeping the cursor on that, they can get some information about that field. And if I keep my cursor here, team, I'm getting one more message. Choose one among the values. What is that, team? This is instruction help text. The instruction is passing to the HR to capture team. Now see, team, my segment got created and I have added my independent value set, right? If I click on the drop down, see the values, team, head office, branch office, and site office. This is what the value set I created, the independent value set. Right, team? Could I able to see that options? So I can capture here, head office. See, like that. If I would have added dependent value set, team, once I select here the head office, I would have coming one more option, like whatever the dependent values are there, team. So whatever the value set you assign, team, accordingly, that particular field will come with that value set options, team. See, the custom segment have to be created in the system like this. This is what the concept of DFF in the system. But we have some other concepts also there. See, if I highlight the Flexfield, team, under my DFF section, these are the custom segments defined. There is something called add global segment here option. What is this plus icon, team? See, DFFs can be created in different ways, team. Either you can go to this particular settings option, then go to global segment, click on add, and you can define, or else directly from this page only, you can add that. See, the same thing, global segment addition. You can click on plus icon here, and then you will land up on create segment screen. See now? You can also define from here also, team. See, data type. What data type segment you want to define? Character, number, date, or date and time. Which combination? Character. Let's say what you want. I want something like employee project detail, something like that. And display type, how you want. Text field or drop down list of values. What is that? Input search or list of values with search. What you want? I'm going with, let's say, drop down list of values, team. And display size, I'm giving 10. This is the shortest way of defining the value set, team. I mean, the Flexfield, team. Okay. See the API name taken automatically from the Flexfield. Definition help text, instruction help text, anything you want, you can pass, team. Something I am giving mandatory or important to capture. Please choose one among the values. Okay. Behavior, if you want, make it as required, mandatory. Any default value, if you want to pass for that one, you can pass. And directly you can pass the list of values, CT. It's the simplest way of defining team. Project X. And then project Y. But you can ask me a question. Kumar, it looks very simple now. Why can't I go with this? We have certain limitations, team. See, whenever we defining our segment from the configure flex mode setup, editing, and then go to global segments, we have the option, team, in which table column I want to store the segment. That all we have that one. But here, do I have that option? No. Directly, whatever the next available attribute column is available of that character format, the segment will go and store in that one, team. And coming to the value set, do I have the options to use my table value set or independent, dependent, or subset type of value sets, team? No. I'm passing here. So we have certain limitations when we creating the segment here. Now see, team, I will click on save and deploy. The deployment is in progress. See, the Flexfield will get created here now. Completed. Click on OK. Now immediately it won't reflect here. What we have to do? We have to sign out and we have to sign in again. Let me do that one, team. I logged out from the application and then I'm signing in. I will do one more time, team, because it's taking some time to get the changes reflected in the system. Okay, let us check out team. My client group, new employees. And then hire an employee. And if you come see team, the project details also got created, X and Y. So you can also define your DFF section in this way also team. Now let me go to highlight Flexfield team. See, employee office type, how I define, project details are also there. Now if I go to my configure descriptive Flexfield section team, I can see this segment also coming up in the global segments list. See now, if I go to settings button, and if I edit, okay, see, employee project details. The next available attribute it has taken. COVID status is saved in attribute 1. Attribute 2, I have created employee office type, and the project details have stored immediately in the available next attribute column 2. And the value set also got created with its own name here. Just we added the values over there. So either way around, you can define team. Now, within the concept of DFF team, we should talk about one more concept called a context segments or context values team. What is this context value concept team? From day one, we are seeing the concept of context value team that I will take up in tomorrow's session team. In the DFF sections only, segments are okay. How to define we have seen. We have something called a context sensitive segments team. So what is this concept of context values in the DFF? I will take up in next session tomorrow team. So let me go to the questions I can see in the chat. So show up that question answered and Jahanavi. Who is this Jahanavi? Can I know?
Hello, Kumar. It is me, Ravi.
Ravi. Okay.
Yeah, my daughter's name was there in the Zoom.
Okay, fine, no problem. So how to migration Flexfield setup from test to production. See, basically during the time of implementation, whatever the configurations we do in our dev environments or test environments, we have a couple of ways to handle these things. One is go with HDL or HSDL data loaders to migrate the information with bulk uploading of data. Or other thing is we have something called implementation packages, configuration packages basically. So through that, you can able to do that. That configuration package, I'm going to talk whenever we reach our technical sessions so that you will understand. Okay.
Okay, sure. So you said like HDL or HSDL, right?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Through that also we can. Okay, team. Then that's all for today. Let's join back tomorrow and we'll continue with further topics within our DFF team, that is context value. And if time permits, I will start with our business unit configuration in tomorrow's session team. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining team. Let's join back tomorrow.